Alright, so you can see I did a little bit of changes to the hat. I added more edge loops. I also got rid of the triangles on top of the hat. I want to show you a couple of shortcut keys that I've kind of rediscovered, okay, after having not used Maya for a while. So that is the using the symmetry tool. Okay, right now you notice that when I'm hovering over my vertex, right, the other side is highlighted. So how do you enable this symmetry editing mode? So I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So this is much more convenient than moving one side and then going to the other side to move again, or selecting both vertices and moving them at the same time. So to activate this, right, you can go over to the modeling toolkit, right, and on top over here there is this option that says symmetry. Okay, so you can turn this thing on and off. So right now it is at object x-axis. That means this object's x-axis, whatever on its opposite side, will move when I select it. Okay, unless you change both sides too drastically, like I did over here. If I select this vertex, right, the other one doesn't move because they have been changed. The position has been changed quite a bit. All right, so this symmetry is can be very useful in the initial stage of your modeling. Another way to turn on symmetry is this shortcut key. If you, let's say, if I highlighted this bunch of vertex here and I want the other side to move along, you hold down to Control Shift, then right mouse click, and you notice you have this symmetry option available. So by default, it's always at the x-axis, so I can go to symmetry. So right now I can see the other side is not activated. Alright, it's the same as using this modeling toolkit here as well. Okay, as we progress, right, we'll be using quite a lot of the tools in this modeling toolkit here. You can turn the modeling toolkit available so that you can use these buttons to switch between vertices, object mode. Alright, if you guys don't like to use the shortcut buttons, for me, I prefer to use the shortcuts more. So you can use the modeling toolkit. It gives you the most commonly used editing tools available here. Alright, so again, Control Shift, right mouse click over the element to enable or disable symmetry. Alright, another tool that will be useful is the sliding tool. Okay, what is the sliding tool? For example, let's say this vertex here is a bit too high and I want to bring it down. So rather than moving it down physically like this, okay, let me go to level 1, then you can see the example much clearer. Rather than moving up and down, right, where I will change and distort the model, I want to slide it along the edge. So if you want to slide it along the edge, you again hold on to Control and Shift, and as you hover over the vertex in move mode, you notice that now I can slide it on the edge. Okay, depending on the direction you move. If I move the left and right, then I'll be sliding on the left and right side of the edges. So this can be a very useful tool, right, to sort of like spread out your topology. Like for example, this one, I want to hold on Control Shift, then slide it up. Just want to spread this out while maintaining the shape of my model. You can use slide on vertices, or you can use slide on the edges as well. So first let me enable symmetry, Control Shift, enable symmetry, then go over to edge, select this edge, and you notice the other edge is also selected. Hold on to Control Shift, and then I can slide. I can slide along the edge here. I can also slide this up and down, and you can see it still maintains the shape. Rather than if you move up and down, you can see that I start to distort the model. Alright, so this is a very good tool that you all can be using. Okay, so I'm going to get out my isolate selection mode, and if I press number 3, and you notice for this model I already added a band. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create the band. Alright, so I'll remove this band first. Now you can create a band, right, directly from the original geometry of the mesh. So to do that, first we need to select the faces that run across here. Right now you can see my symmetry is still on, so I'm going to press Control Shift, right mouse click, symmetry off. Right, so I need to select the face ring that runs across the base of the hat. Select one face first, holding down the Shift, move to the adjacent face, double click. and now the edge ring is selected. So I'm going to use a command called duplicate. So duplicate from the element. You can see over here, duplicate. Alright, you can also hold on the shift and right mouse click, and you should be able to find duplicate face. That's the same command. So I'm going to duplicate the face, and you're going to see suddenly, right, everything is going to change to level 1, so don't panic. So once you duplicate already, right, if you take a look at your outliner, you see that another element has been duplicated. That means these two has been split into two. Right, one is the poly surface, the new poly surface 2, which is the band which I've duplicated from, and the poly surface 1, which is the original hat. So I'm just going to rename them accordingly. So the original hat, I'm going to call it Fedora. And then the new one, since this one is the band number 2, I'm going to call it band 2. Or is it 3? It should be 2. Alright, so if I press number 3 for both elements, go to level 3, you can see that the band that I duplicated, right, is actually a separate object. It's not connected to the hat at all. So right now it's just a thin ring of faces that I've duplicated. So if I want to give it some thickness, first double click to select the band, and you can also rescale it, make the band thicker. Alright, you can also reshape it so that it follows the contours of the hat a little bit better. But what I want to do is to extrude. So holding down the shift, right mouse click, extrude face, and always pull the blue arrowhead to adjust the thickness, or you can adjust the thickness here. And then now you can see that my band has some thickness. Okay, so once you've done that, that's it. You can go back to object mode, and we can assign this a different color. Alright, so since I already created my band already, I don't need this band. I'm going to delete this. I got my original band that I created. So I'm just going to put it back on top of this hat. So I'm going to parent this Fedora band to the hat. But every time you do a duplicate, you will create this group relationship. So I'm going to get the Fedora hat in the outliner, middle mouse click, and grab it out from the relationship. Then I don't need this group anymore. I can delete this, and I'm going to reassign my Fedora hat brown material. Okay, and then I'm going to parent this by middle mouse clicking and the Fedora band, and middle mouse clicking and drag on top of the Fedora. So now when I move the Fedora, the band will follow. Okay, so basically right now I have my Fedora, and I want to put it into my table scene. So to do that, first I'll save this scene, save as Fedora hat.ma. Then I'm going to open up my table scene. Okay, my table scene with my fork and spoon, my durian. So I'm going to put the hat on the table. So to import in another object from another scene file, all you need to do is just click on File, Import, and go to Fedora hat. Now the thing is, our Fedora hat also contains references and everything. Basically it's going to import everything. So you just click on Import, and then you can see we have our references here as well. And notice I can't select them because we placed them in its own layer. So I'm going to detach, make the layer selectable. In fact, I'm going to just delete away this layer, delete layer, and then delete away the reference. And I'm going to resize my hat, and then place it on my table. So once you're done with this, what I want you guys to do is to take a screenshot of your Fedora hat on the table, and include the fork and spoon also if you can. Okay, so position it in a good position. Okay, maybe I put the Fedora hat on the durian. Okay, now the Fedora hat is too big already, so I think I'll just put it on the table. Okay, just rotate it so that it looks like it's resting on the table rather than floating on the table. Okay, so when you're done, please do a screen capture. You can do a maximum size screen capture like that, and then do it as a submission. Okay, zooming closer to the items, the new items that you created. Please don't zoom so far away and then do a capture. I can't see anything at all. So since the hat and the new items are the star of the show, so please make sure that they are visible when you do your capture. Something like this. Okay, and then do a capture. So maximize your view. Do a Windows Shift S and then capture. Make sure you turn on your wireframes. Okay, I want to do one more time. Windows Shift S and capture. And then after that, save your image and submit for today's exercise. You can call this one Fedora hat. Right, so you got 45 minutes to get this done. Please do your screen capture and then submit once you are done with the hat. Okay. Okay, remember to save your scene, your table scene. So please use increment and save, file, increment and save. So now this one should include your all the items that you have modeled for the exercises so far. Okay, so I will stop the recording on this video.